joke is so old, but it's still so funny.
Can we, like, honestly, like, hello everyone. We're gonna actually introduce ourselves this time.
Another Q. a third Q.
And the double D logo.
And the Batman symbol. Hey, Lois. That's enough. Whatever. Hi, welcome to the Double D Experience, everyone. Sometimes Family Guy, sometimes American Dad, but never the Cleveland Show.
But never Quag. Why doesn't Quagmire have his own show?
Oh, that's because he's a rapist.
Was it actually explicitly like?
Yeah, straight up. That was a joke in like the first episode of the Cleveland Show, or like the episode where he's moving. Quagmire like goes on the camera and he's like, "Hey, why didn't I get my own show?" And then Joe just comes over to him and is like, "Because you're a rapist." No, we've talked about this on the show before. Okay. You yourself have said that a Quagmire show would be very problematic.
That is true. But at the same time, though, like, it must be said, like, how are Joe, Cleveland, I guess not really so much anymore, but how are the two of them plus Peter like still friends? Like, if you knew your friend was a rapist, would you be friends with him?
No.
Right.
It's also Family Guy. And I don't think they give a shit about character
the
dynamics.
show where they had a whole episode about fighting a chicken.
It wasn't a whole episode. It was just a scene.
Well,
that's the thing. Recently, they
one.
did an episode about like the backstory of the chicken and stuff, and that's how you know when they do an old one-off gag and they make like whole episodes about it now. They're just like, all right, let's express the old creative juices of the show. Let's take some like throwbacks or whatever, or they're just fucking out of ideas.
But I even bet, But I even bet though, like they just saw like. I'm pretty sure that first chicken fight was probably like the most highest viewership that they've ever had for the show.
Really?
Like,
I don't
honestly,
think that's true at all.
I think so. Considering how like that gag hasn't died yet. Maybe not the highest, but high enough where they're like, oh, we could milk this. We need more chicken fights.
All right.
We must have more chicken fights.
David and Dennis discover Family Guy's peak viewership. Okay, this episode was watched by 11.85 million viewers, the show's highest rating since the airing of the first season.
Is that international, or is that just within the United States?
I'm just trying to find, like, the part of the website that says that. Hold up a second. Hold on. Let me do this. I'm searching it up. The Double D Experience, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do before we go into any of the topics that we actually wrote down. We just get one quick little idea in our scrotal, dumbass little brains, and we're just like, hey, how popular was Family Guy back in the day? And, yeah, we're trying to figure that out. 11.85. Alright, let me talk up 11.85. Season 4, episode 30.
Mm-hmm.
That was for that episode, I think was...
That was the first chicken fight?
I don't know what episode that was. It says Season 4, episode 30 of Family Guy. What episode was that? Is this really what we're doing? Hold up. Season 4, episode 30. Stu and Stewie's Excellent Adventure, Part 3. That's like that was part of that 3-part episode where I think Stewie discovers his older self time traveling, and he hates who he is in the future, so he just tries to like mold himself. Like he finds out that he's like a fucking like 50-year-old virgin, and among other things. So yeah, I think
among other things. What are the other things?
I don't know. I haven't watched that shit since I was like 14.
I honestly wonder too. Do people? I mean, I'm guessing people still watch Family Guy if it's still getting like if it's still making new seasons, I guess. Yeah. But like, dude, like for the people who watched like the first, let's say 4 seasons, it's just kind of like after those first 4, we're tapped out afterwards. It's just kind of like, I think I got my fill with Family Guy. I don't need any more. Like, I think South Park's the only one that's, I guess, sort of been able to kind of like retain a lot of, let's say, viewership just because of like, I'm pretty sure South Park even has more seasons.
It has a lot more seasons. Are you kidding? I mean, Family Guy. Oh, actually, not that Simpsons. Much more. I think Family Guy is on its fucking it's on its 20th. I believe Family Guy is, and South Park just started their 25th.
And then Simpsons is on their like 34th.
The Simpsons doesn't count. Not even just for animated comedies, for anything like that show. It's like you took a shark and then you took like 20 more sharks and you put them in like 3 separate ponds, and you had like each cast member of The Simpsons simultaneously jump it at the same time. That's how many times that show has jumped the shark at this point. Simpsons, man.
Yeah.
I can't even look at myself right now, by the way. I'm just like, I have the
I'm
camera on.
I'm trying real hard not to look at you. Trying so fucking hard right now.
But before I even describe, it's like, what happened?
yeah.
Jesus, what happened to David? Did he get in like a horrible, like, did he jump the shark? Did he get in like a horrible, like, motorcycle accident or some shit? David, we told you, you're too fucking gangly and uncoordinated to drive a motorcycle. It's not gonna help you get laid. Stop being a loser incel and just get off of it.
I just realized we could have started this episode with me just like roasting the shit out of you. Just be like, oh, who are you?
Well, that's what I thought you were gonna do.
What did you do with David?
I like stiffened up in my seat because I thought that's what you were gonna do. And then you started talking about Family Guy.
Hold on. I was introducing the episode first. That's what I did. Okay, you're the one that decided. Oh, I'm gonna look unnatural today for everyone to see.
I have a reason to look unnatural. Second of all, not everyone can see it because we don't have cameras on here. And third of all, it seems today that all you see
so guys, real quick,
shitty little podcast, the Double D's.
So before David goes any further with his Seth MacFarlane-ass show tunes, David has decided to do a lifestyle change today. And completely eradicate every piece of hair that is on his face. And his age confuses me because he looks like a low 10 to like a high 30, and I don't know why he's like in that middle ground right now.
Maybe you're just jealous because I have a 20-year age range, Dennis.
For any of you peeps who know David in real life and are planning on seeing him soon IRL, I give you all the prayers of Buddha, Muhammad, and fucking Jesus to what you may witness when you see him. And for all you peeps who saw him at Collision, I'm pretty sure David would have been the talk of the town if he walked into that event with no hair right now.
Oh yeah, fuck the top players, fuck the tournament, like the actual vendors, the show that's going on, everybody's seeing people they haven't seen in like years, international players traveling, and
David's whole
getting
bald ass
to say hi to each other.
David's lack of facial, stop the presses. Literally, shut the fuck up. This event is shit. Look everyone just points to you.
Listen, y'all will never see it because I actually very much do not look like how I look without my beard, but like I shaved it because
you look like you're still in high school, bro. Like legit, I swear I've seen someone like you in my high school. Like back in the day, man.
Well, not all of us are fucking.
But David, that's a good thing because for one, you look young. And that's a like plus
it shows my age.
That's
my lack of beard, when I shave my beard, it shows my age. I'm not gonna lie.
5 points for Gryffindor for you. Gryffindor being white people. Because I've seen some white kids that they age very quickly, man. Like it's ridiculous. Like after a certain time, like they just like everything just goes like just everything just goes. And it's even I'm gonna say this too. I think for white dudes, I'd even say like they probably don't give a shit, but like when it comes to white girls and they start to feel their age, like dude, it hits them. It's hard, man.
It's like a womanhood thing, and like, do I still feel appeal? That's where the whole MILF thing comes from. That's half the reason that like older women like fantasize about younger guys as much as they do. It totally validates them in their sexuality. But it lets them know I've still got it. That this young man still thinks I'm that attractive. So that's part of why that happens.
But the thing is too is that for at least older women, there's 2 types where they are comfortable that they're old, and there are the ones that just strive so fucking hard to think that they're still young. But it's like, bitch, you are 50 and about to hit menopause. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah, the ones
like
that are
you
like,
really gotta get the fuck over it. Like these are the ones.
Kids,
these are the ones that go in for like horrific ass butt lifts. I literally went to the gym on Sunday, right? And it was I was just on the treadmill, and my girlfriend was like just doing her thing, And then across the gym, I just see like this like weird figure that's like in the face of the sun. And it's just like this, like, you know how certain asses, like, they look like fairly natural, you know, like as far as the curvature and shit. This was like, she like my girlfriend even said, like, she has like a square ass. Like, she literally has like those build a block shit like inside shoved into her ass cheeks and
fucking Shishibo cube ass. Bend that shit into 70 shapes.
She just folded it out folded it in to like make it that big ass square. Like
maybe she's trying to fuck robots, bro. They like that shit.
But I'm like also wondering too. I mean, you know, for any guys out there who like love asses like that, like
the bimbo look where like it's like clearly fake, where everything like where the lips are like so big and then like the titties are like, you know, rocks and like fucking and then the ass is square like it's like a robot's trying to fuck it, like oh my god, ass does not compute. That type, you have to watch way too much fucking porn to be into that shit, in my humble opinion, for something also, that clearly unnatural.
You also maybe needed to have a relative in your life that you saw that you were like, oh, like I like that. Like it's just like someone close in your life where it's like a neighbor or whatever that like made like imprinted you in a way where it's just like, oh yeah, I like that. Because I mean,
the girl next door, you know.
Yeah, but like, you know, MILF next door, like shit like that. Because
which is
like,
also, you know, part of that whole thing.
Yeah,
I've heard women literally say that the purpose of makeup is to kind of look like you're not wearing makeup at all.
Yeah, but this is plastic.
You know what I mean? Though. It's like you go up to her and they're like, oh, this is some little foundation or whatever. Or like they think it's like something like natural at first to highlight the natural beauty that women have. When something is so clearly over the top like that.
And artificial like that, it's just like.
It's like, I would feel like it.
You know, if you're like.
I feel like I might as well like fuck like a fruit pouch.
Yeah.
Because like it's like, you know, filled with artificial flavoring, you know? I'm like, obviously it's your body, do whatever you want, but at the same time, like
there's a bit of a deeper thing
it kind of reminds
in their
me
psyche if they do that. Like I almost feel like they've definitely been told many times that you're not pretty, you're not ugly.
Of course.
Or you're ugly and like you don't look good enough, like this and that. And I mean, it's always like a mental thing when it comes to that kind of stuff because for at least for guys, I'd even at least say like it's a lot easier for us that if someone says, "Well, you're ugly and this and that and blah blah blah," then well, you can go hit the gym, and you can look great, but you just need to put the time and effort into it. And at least in regards to that, it's like for guys, we have plastic surgery too. Like there's certain areas if you like really hate how you look that much and like, and I always said like if you're gonna do plastic surgery, like it's. Like, I think for, let's say, small modifications, it's like whatever. If it's like almost like maybe sort of kind of not that noticeable, it's like, okay, like whatever. Like, I mean, not that I even would judge you for even getting one. I'm just saying, though, like, if there's just like this weird bump on your head that you want out of your fucking head, then yeah, get rid of it. Yeah, obviously. Like,
if you're out here looking like Baraka, then, like, you know,
if your face looks like Quasimodo, yeah, you need to get some work done, bro.
But like, then there are some, like, bad examples of just even minor plastic surgeries, but you can still tell they're enough to look different. I was just watching Friends today, man. Courtney Cox. God bless that woman's soul. Why?
She
was... Courtney Cox? Yeah.
What happened to her?
Nothing. She got plastic surgery and her face just looks different. She's just kind of uglier now. We've talked about Courtney Cox.
Oh, yeah, she looks like a ghoul.
And she was actually in the fucking. You were talking to me about fucking, what was it before, the new Halloween movie or whatever. She was in it.
Was she really?
Yeah, wasn't she in it? Oh no, she was in the Scream movie.
Yeah. That's where.
But she was in that recently. You know, like her most recent acting chops, and then Renee Zellweger, who still I think is very pretty, but looks like a literal, actual, completely different person. Like her plastic surgery was so radical, like because she thought. She's definitely been told in the past that she looks like an anteater, and I've seen some stuck-up women in their life before who talk down to others who have also looked like anteaters, but I'm not a hater like that anymore.
No,
Obviously,
not at all.
Your body, do whatever you want.
We're just saying though, like I think as like let's say, not as like critics or anything, but like as like bystanders though, like we're not here to pass judgment, but I think we're at least allowed to
feel what we're feeling.
Yeah.
And we're allowed to say how we feel about, let's say, that sort of change.
Yeah. I mean,
And I mean, yeah, and I mean, like, it's even funnier too, like when we know they got work done, but they say it's natural. Like way back when, like Nicki Minaj was denying that she had butt implants, but I'm like, bitch, who are you fucking fooling? You literally have any chance you can get an opportunity to show your ass on camera for music videos. And you are telling us that what we're witnessing is not like artificial in any way? Give me a fucking break. And I mean, look.
You ever think about the fact that, like, you know, women are doing this kind of stuff to feel beautiful, and yet women like Kim Kardashian, Ariana Grande, and now Marissa Tomei are having sex with Pete Davidson?
Well, I mean, two of them had sex.
Well, we know that Marissa Tomei not yet, but I'm not gonna be surprised if like you know more of that stupid like you know press release, public relations shit comes out, be like, hey everybody, let's talk about Pete Davidson again. Is this important to your life or whatever?
Yeah, I even read up though like that apparently the two of them are happy. So I mean, whatever, more power to them.
What,
like,
Pete Davidson and Marissa Tomei?
Yeah, no, and Kim K. Like I heard
Kim
they're
K.
I heard they're like okay, like they're happy.
Yeah,
I'm
good
like,
for them.
Oh, whatever, yeah, whatever. But
like
it's
in the chat for Kanye, whatever. Out here, but, like,
yo, you tried to get his whole posse to go kill his ass, like to kill Pete. He like had that whole twitlonger shit that like he wrote out. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take back my wife and kids and shit.
if there's one thing I know as a member of the Smash community, it's twitlongers.
That is like the
it's twitlongers.
Twitlongers are like written by goblins of society. They're just like,
Yep.
it's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and like as they're hunched over with their little gnarly fingers like on the keyboard, just like or like their gnarly thumbs tapping away at their phone.
Speaking of, what's up?
Plastic surgery is just like it's kind of nuts because my country is like plastic surgery capital of the world, and other people may think they are, like Colombians especially, like with their industry over there. No, it's Korea. I'm sorry. Like
really?
We gave you that technology.
That's a globalized world, my friend.
Yeah, and like not to mention like just the like we have a whole industry too, at least in Korea, where if you don't look like this, you ain't got a job, period, in show business. As far as like the K-pop stars go, and even like Korean Hollywood as well. Like you have
many
to
of them
like,
look natural though. I mean, like they're not.
Really?
No,
they're not. A lot of them are.
Is it just because they're not doing it? It's like an American purview. Is it just because they're not doing it to like their tits or their ass? It's like
no,
it's
primarily just their face.
Wow.
And it's like a dramatic makeover too. Like there's like I think if for anyone I guess in the audience who is well versed in the K-pop lore, in the K-pop cinematic universe, like everyone kind of understands like what a traditional I guess K-pop star looks like, as far as like especially like the girl groups. And I mean, I don't know, like I guess for anyone, I'm not really dogging on any of the groups and shit, but I'm just saying that like if you really looked at one, they all look the same. And I'm not even saying that like that, oh yeah, all Asians look alike. I'm being dead serious in the sense that like a lot of them all have like the same sort of like facial restructuring that everyone, almost like I guess maybe a good 70% of them like have. Like it's almost it's very hard for a lot of them that let's say if they don't want facial restructuring to even get into the industry. Like you could be like, who's that bitch from American Idol? Like who's that bitch from American Idol? Susan Boyle.
There are a lot of bitches.
Susan Boyle, like the really Idol. Ugly, the really fugly looking woman who like sang real good, but like it's like she just was the most unimpressive like thing in the world. And she like I think it was Susan Boyle or a while back, but she like pretty ancient history, I know, but she like around that time, like she was in the news for a while because I mean, for American Idol, it's like every competition at the end, like there's always someone that ends up like winning, and then after that they get like a record deal and shit like that. Like Adam Lambert was another one from like way back when, for all you peeps who
him too, really?
Yeah, he was American Idol,
No, like plastic surgery.
Oh no, not plastic surgery, but like that's not the point, because my point was that Like, you can honestly be you can be the greatest singer on the planet, but if your face is a pizza face, you're not getting into the industry. And the only thing that they'll tell you is that if you want to get in, you have to look like this.
It's
basically
a part
saying
of the parasocial relationships that come apart. These industries, the music industry knows that a lot of their fans don't just like these people for their music. They see them as sex icons.
Yeah.
As another part of that thing. If they can't market them in that kind of way and sell them in that way, you're done, because they pick you up as somebody to market. It's kind of like getting picked up as like by an esports team or whatever, to put it like in, I guess, more of like a ground or floor to a different industry. An organization is not going to pick you up if you're not marketable to them in some way, if it doesn't help you grow. It's a deal, not a sponsorship. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like Spargo, literally just one collision. The Mexican Prodigy, the new Mexican Prodigy, that young kid, literally just one collision 2022. Watched it in person. I went there. It was wonderful. I'll talk about that later because I want to talk about Collision for a while. Unsponsored. You want to know why he's unsponsored? Because he doesn't stream. It's because he doesn't stream. He doesn't have that kind of Twitch audience to bring in and fill advertisements to these people. He'll get sponsored eventually if he starts doing that kind of stuff, but it's part of Smash being grassroots in the way that it is. A lot of these people stream because they have to, and that's where the sponsorship and the brand deals come in. Content creators are literally more valuable to esports organizations
than the actual organization in a
than
way?
the players. Than the players half the time, because they have to do both most of the time. Not always. Sometimes some of them will not really do much content creation and they'll do it. Light, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have a YouTube channel or a fucking Twitch channel or anything like that. And he's sponsored by Critikal. By Moist Esports, his Critikal, oh, what's up, everybody? It's Critikal.
It's Charlie.
Today we're gonna be playing Call of Duty Black Ops. So
Actually,
let's just do this shit.
Fuck Call of Duty. I'm playing Elden Ring. I've been playing Elden Ring for the last 10 days. I've basically beaten the game 10 times over. I played it in my sleep. My girlfriend, while I'm playing the game.
Everybody stop by twitch.tv/moistcritical. Put a couple extra inches on your penis.
It's gonna be, just shit and piss myself, and shitting and coming. It's Anyways, bye.
Anyway, that's about it. See ya.
That's about it. Bye.
See ya. Come to twitch.tv/moistcritical. Put in a couple extra inches on your penis.
God, I hope
he sponsors multiple top Smash players. Cola and Light and more. Aaron, the Diddy player.
Was he a Smash player back in the day?
No, but when the pandemic started, he started hosting Smash tournaments for Wi-Fi, and those had a lot of big viewers. So he was partnering with a lot of the top commentators. Then that's when the Me Too wave in Smash happened, and he backed out at first. Now it's been long enough. He's sponsoring top Smash players again and shit. But I'm correlating
West Coast,
this. Right? Yeah, no. Critikal lives in Florida.
Oh, he lives in Florida. Okay.
Yeah. He lives in, regretfully so, he lives in Florida. And so I'm just bringing that back to back because a lot of that, Ariana Grande, she's a sex symbol. On top of that, you look at her in that way. Cardi 100%. B, out here, and Nicki Minaj, you were talking about faking their asses and stuff because there's some people who look at them that way because they're attracted to them. The music is just part of it as well. And the sex appeal, trust me, it's huge.
It's part of the marketing too.
Two friends,
the way they look.
Two friends at my work who are my best friends there. Two girls, completely different from each other, but they both love K-pop. And one of them talks about how Suga is their husbando because he's all smooth like butter. And fucking my other friend, who I forgot the other one. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna pronounce his name wrong. It's the one with the J. Yeah, smooth like butter, criminal undercover. Yeah. I know that song now because of how often she does it to me. They're sex symbols to these women.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And I was talking about the stands last night about how my friend. It was actually my friend Felicia who was talking about how the really hardcore, crazy-ass, grown-ass woman K-pop stans ruin it for the rest of the fandoms because these companies don't want to condemn them or anything like that because these are their fans, despite some of them actually doxing you for that shit. So, yeah, it is part of it, and I had no idea that was that much worse in Korea, Dennis. That's very sad.
Yeah.
I would never want to... Listen, and I know this started, but I just shaved my fucking beard, and we're talking about plastic surgery and shit like that. Only reason I did it is because my barber... cut my beard a little above my jawline, and so there was a part of my face that was sticking out, and my mom said my face looked kind of fat. So I liked it at first because it was a different style, but then there were some people who were just it's good, I don't like it as much or whatever. And the more I looked at it, I was yeah, and it's just easier to shave your whole beard to have the whole thing grow back in, because otherwise, as I was explaining to Dennis earlier, I would have just had to shave right below my jawline, right? And then there would just be a part of like my neck that has just like stubble on it compared to my full ass beard, and I would look like a fucking incel who doesn't know how to shave properly. You ever see those beluga videos of that guy who literally has a gap between his chin and then his neck? There's a part of his neck that's completely shaven, and then his beard continues below that part of his. It's disgusting to look at, and I didn't want anything like that for my face. I'm just like, fuck it, I have to shave the whole thing now just to have it grow in, and I don't like how I look as much without my beard, but it's whatever. My face is now smooth like butter, criminal undercover.
And now it's just all gonna it's gonna grow back in within 2 weeks.
No, it's not. And actually, the Dollar Shave Club razors, not sponsored by the way, are really good. But I don't shave my beard as often. But I did shave it last year around the summer.
How long did it take to
It actually took a while. Fully, it took like a month. Plus, I mean, I had like stubble and shit. Like I had like my face was all scraggly and shit. But it's probably not gonna take as long this time because like I haven't taken as long to, I shaved it last July or last August or whatever it was. So like it took a little while or whatever. But yeah. Speaking of, I guess that kind of stuff or relative industries, because I think they're low-key, like, they have some parallels between the entertainment and esports.
I mean, entertainment, like, kind of has this, they uphold the same values, don't they? You have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way to please your fans and such as that. Like, I almost feel as if, like, no matter which industry you kind of look at, like, the basic fundamentals of what they think, like, let's say, a star should look and act like, everyone kind of has like the same sort of like kind of preconceived notions in my opinion.
Possibly. I mean, like, there's certain... I mean, I think that comes to content creation. Like, there's a lot of Smash content that's literally the same. You see a lot of these top Smash players, and they just don't have, like, the true personalities of, like, eccentric content creators or anything. Those are the ones who always get, like, the better sponsorships or whatever. Because, like, they're always out there just, being themselves in the way that people like. Mango, for one, he's a born streamer. C9 is never gonna drop him because he is so fucking entertaining. He's ridiculously entertaining as a person. A lot of these other, like, the Ultimate players, let's just be real. They're fucking not. They're out here, they're just playing the game and they're doing their thing. They're just normal people, but they have to fit into a certain mold and like make the stupid fucking pog face and those like dumbass thumbnails and everything. I hate it. It's so artificial, but that's what sells. That's what like the young children like or whatever. It's definitely something else. It's part of the reason that I stopped making Smash content is because I felt like I had to make certain things that I didn't want to do in order to really get to the place. But that's neither neither here nor there. Point is, my face went through a radical change recently, and I'm on par with Suga. There we go. Apparently, like, I'm on par with, like, the plastic surgery or shit, because now my face is smooth like butter, just like him.
The 3 women that watch this would take offense to that, like,
Probably.
very much so.
Probably.
And then for all the male fans who also, like, listen to K-pop, like, are also gonna be like, no, you don't! You look ugly!
Look, we're having
nothing like him.
We're low-key having sexual experiences when we watch these movies and stuff like that. When we look at Scarlett Johansson, part of her and her shtick is her attractiveness on top of just being an actor, It's part of why she gets cast in the things that she do, because people have those kind of experiences. I remember I learned about this in Montclair, where there's a teacher telling us, like, we have these experiences subtly when we watch these things, and he just went around asking the entire class, it's just like, name a celebrity that you think is really attractive, and a bunch of the girls in the class were like, they were like Ryan Gosling, like absolutely Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds is another one. I shouted out Christina Hendricks, for sure, because that's mine. I talked about Christina Hendricks. I've mentioned her on the show about how I'd probably cancel the Double D experience, take out a mortgage on my fucking house, and all sorts of shit for one night with that woman. It's part of the reason that we like them as much as we do. It's not purely sexual. Sometimes it's subtle, and it all has to do with how you're marketed. So obviously people aren't like watching these like top Smash players and having a sexual experience. No. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
It's very much the gameplay rather than the player.
Exactly. And it was the fucking raw top 8 for Collision 2022. I was in the crowd. I hope you guys got to see me this weekend. I saw a lot of people come up to me, told me they haven't seen me in years. I didn't recognize a lot of you because of the masks. I'm gonna be real.
Oh, was it a mask only event?
It was. Yeah, no, it was like like those. They're still doing that, but they're also vax and everything. So I had a lot of people who came up to me, said they fucking knew me, and I'm like, yeah, it was really awkward. But I was just like, oh man, long time no see, the whole thing, and a lot of people who I actually did. But I gotta say, Collision. I guess to talk about that for a bit. I'm probably gonna drop like a Twitter thread later just about like how I feel about it, because a lot of people have just been dropping like post Twitter threads, because this was like the first like This is like the first offline, like super major, really, that's happened in a long time. You know, like there have been regionals and stuff and majors, but this was like the first like super major in a while, and people have been dropping like their post-tournament threads, talking about how much they liked it. Other casters who knew about me that I didn't know before, because I didn't cast the event and stuff, but I casted the pre-local. Fucking pre'd all over the place. Which was nice. We're gonna fucking pre, dude. And yeah, but it was nice. You know, and it really reminded me of where I'm at as a person, because I'll be real. I stopped going to tournaments for a long time, not just because they weren't there, but even when offline tournaments came back, there were certain people who I didn't want to see. And I know how much I've grown as a person from knowing where I am in life and what I want to do, and just really living in the present, because the FOMO, the fear of missing out of Collision 2022, was astronomically stronger than the fear of, like, seeing my ex-girlfriend, who literally wasn't even there. On top of that, by the way, which was something. I mean, I don't know what's going on there, and frankly, I don't care to know. But it was just so surreal and so nice, just being with the homies, vibing, watching the show, losing my voice again, eating gamer food. It was disgusting. If there's one thing I don't miss about fucking going to Smash tournaments, it's the fact that I've eaten 3 bacon cheeseburgers in the span of 5 days. I woke up one night.
From all the same place as well?
Twice in a row from the Coach House diner that was nearby the venue. I woke up like at 2 a.m. the next morning with my heart racing.
Oh,
was not good. Not
your
good
arteries
at all.
were working overtime there.
Don't miss the fucking Smashers diet. Do not miss that shit.
Did you also have like Baja Blast and Mountain Dew or something?
No, but I did have a giant ass Nutella banana milkshake twice in a row.
Not bad.
Oh, it was delicious, yeah. But I gotta say, you know, like, it reminds me of how much I've grown as a person. That's what Collision has done for me, because when you view things in the lens of, like, Twitter, it makes everything just seem so much more stuck up and pretentious and in your face than it actually is, because it only shows the highlights. It only shows the smiles, everybody having fun at this thing that you're not at, that you didn't go to, that you weren't good enough to commentate, whatever. No,
it's
I
like
wasn't,
nah, like that sort of like kind of attitude.
that's how it feels, yeah. And I wasn't chosen to cast Collision, probably because at the time I had casted like 2 tournaments in the span of 5 months. That might have something to do with it. You got to be active with it. But when I saw that I wasn't on the roster, like, I was just like, yeah, you know, it's like, whatever. I didn't cast Collision for the 3rd year in a row. I'm like, that's kind of shitty. That's the drive that, like, to at least continue. But I wasn't salty about it. If anything, I was more salty that I didn't cast Let's Make Big Moves a couple of months before, because that's what really let me know, like, I gotta work to be, like, at least, like, a little more relevant again, or whatever. But they all got together, like, to do the group picture, and I was there, like, networking a bit, saying goodbye to everybody, talking to the TOs, the other commentators, whatever, and stuff like that. And I had a caster next to me who was also not chosen to commentate the event. I'm not going to name names, of course, but he literally said to his friend when they were taking that picture, not how happy he was, like, to see everybody, like, together doing their thing, about how great of an occasion it was, how huge this was for Tri-State Smash as a whole. Literally all he said to the guy was just like, oh, that should have been me. And I'm like, really?
Oh.
Really, bro? Like, no, I gotta... That's fucking cringe. I'm gonna be honest, that's not the attitude you should have. You should want to do stuff like Smash commentary because you love the game, or you love the fact that you commentate and that you're good at it. But this particular person has gone on record in saying that they really just want to try to do it because they want to get clout. And that is just such a fucking shitty reason to do something, because it goes to show that your heart isn't actually in it. Like, for me personally, I don't want to be a fucking...
clout.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, have a controversy or some shit. Like, have a controversy that you know you won't get canceled for or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, just go outside and, like, fuck a fire hydrant.
Yeah, like, just stick your dick in there and then get tetanus and be in the hospital, and, you know, tweet out that picture of you, like, with the thumbs up saying, yeah, I got my tetanus shot. It's all good, guys. And then just see the likes roll in, and then you die.
As you can tell, me and Dennis really don't know what gives people clout, because I think that person would get clowned on to shit and then, like, probably forgotten about.
But clowning can also lead to exposure, though.
Oh, for sure.
Believe it or not.
For
like,
sure.
It all comes in different shapes and forms, though. That's the thing.
Like, for me, like, I don't want to be a fucking voice actor because I want to be famous. I want to have dinner with JV and Beyonce.
Or Chris Pratt.
Or Chris Pratt, yeah. I want to do it because I want to give the fucking world the same love that it showed me. I fell in love with good writing and good character dynamics watching shows like Archer and the Venture Brothers, and I'm like, if I can make somebody else feel that inspired through what I know how to do, or like through what my talents are, or just what I want to do, like if I can just contribute to that in any way to give the world that same love it gave me, that's what how I knew that I wanted to do that as a career. You know what I mean?
That's nice.
But when you just want a fucking arbitrary number on your goddamn Twitter to go up, that just goes to show that you really don't give a shit about the actual craft. You don't care about improving at it. And I'm going to be real. Smash commentary, you know, a lot of people have a lot of, like, ups to do or whatever. Like, we critique each other every now and again when, like, somebody on Twitter, like, goes off and, like, talks about how shitty it is. But, like, the top Smash casters right now, they're all so fucking good. They're all so fucking good and professional and shit. I think they're honestly wonderful. They mix in the perfect amount of their personalities. Because there are some other ones who just go on there and they just scream. They just scream and try to overhype certain interactions that aren't even that, like, deep or nuanced just because they want to get on the Twitch clip that bad. You can tell that that's what that shit is. And I like the entertainment industry a lot more than the esports one, frankly, because, like, in entertainment, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. If you submit your thing to, like, a casting director and they want you for the part, they will not care about the number that's behind that shit. You know? Esports, it's all about how marketable you are. Real shit. And I've kind of fallen behind as far as that goes, because I don't really do Smash content creation anymore. I stopped casting for a long time. What benefit do you have to have Nintoonist on for your event? You know what I mean? There's parts of that, and I'm not going to be salty about it. I accept that some things are the way that they are. But you got to humble yourself enough to the point where, like, you don't get angry at other people's successes. And that was me a few years ago. I saw the fact that I didn't get on certain rosters for tournaments that I didn't apply to, and I immediately got jealous. It's like, I didn't try to get to this event, and I got jealous. It's like, let that inspire you rather than fill your heart with hatred. You know what I mean? Instead, like, when I was at, like, again, when I was at Collision, I was way less scared of seeing my ex than I was more scared of just missing out on the actual event. I literally wasn't casting. I wouldn't play in the tournament because I don't compete in Smash anymore because
You're a spectator like everybody.
It doesn't make me happy anymore. Yeah, so I just went to spectate and I just vibed and I had a fucking great time and it was worth it, not just business-wise, just for my fucking soul-wise. You know what I mean? When what you do is authentic, that's great. Like, I have coworkers that sell products that are frankly fucking garbage at my work and stuff like that. But I love what I sell. And, like, when you have true authenticity behind sales, that's what makes the job more enjoyable, and that's what helps produce those arbitrary results that you claim to care about so much. And that's what makes life worth living, when it's fucking real.
It's a bit harder, though, when you're a car salesman. I feel as if even a person very passionate about cars is still going to actively try to fuck you over, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, because, like, cars are just,
Certain,
you know...
like, sales is just, that's just the world of sales, I think, in general. Like, you're just trying to squeeze out as much money as you can out of a customer. And
I think part of the reason that is because cars are just, like, you know, probably the most important invention ever invented. Or among them, for sure.
And as far as even investments, or I guess, like, as far as, like, a purchase, it's, like, second only to a house. So it's, like... Because, I mean, a house is always going to be more expensive. Like, mortgages and shit like that. But, like... It's like right below that is like cars, and that whole world as well. And like try not to get too into, like, I guess, car salesmen and dealerships over here, but like that whole world is that, like, you live and die by how much cars you can sell. Let's say during the quarter or like even for the year.
Right.
You live and die by that entire, like, kind of let's say. Like, that's your MO. Because if you don't sell these amount of cars, well, you're fired. And whatever you do sell, you get a bit of a commission. But that's about it. And, like, and you always try to push, like, they always try to push, like, you know, at least when I went to go get mine, they kept trying to push the whole warranty. It's like, yeah, it's just a bit more that you have to pay for. And you get this 90-day, like, warranty. It's not even bumper to bumper either. It's like for free tires and shit or whatever. Like, it's like real, like, and like, you know, as far as even cars being a hobby for me, it's an expensive ass hobby. It's the reason why, like, you know, my car, it takes premium. I ain't driving that shit right now. Especially now. I ain't driving. I can't. Like, realistically speaking. And then going off of, like, I guess, not really for me, like, Collision about it specifically, but even just tournaments in general, like, I sort of realized that, like, I don't think I could ever, not that, like, I guess I'm unable to, but I don't think I would want to, in the sense that, look, after one match alone, I'd be tired, man. I'd want to go home right after that first match. And also, depending on, like, how much of, let's say, like, a grind it was to even get the dub.
Yeah.
Like, afterwards, it's just kind of like you're, like, almost mentally tapped. And you're like, either one, I would want to go to my car and take a nap and then maybe come back. Because I mean, like, I feel as if for events like that, it's like you have to have a certain energy, I feel. Like, you would almost have, not like have an endless supply of vibes and energy, but it's like, I'd almost feel like you'd have to, like it's, I feel as if, yeah, you do really have to have a certain bit of, like, a certain attitude when you're at tournaments. And especially if you're even competing, even. Just simply also because of the fact that, like, you know, you're going to be here for the whole day.
Yeah.
If not days. Like, you're there for days even sometimes. And the amount of, like, focus you got to have. Like, some people would even be, like, practicing, like, somewhere in a secluded space, like, by themselves, like, wherever. Like, it's almost as if, like, you're just almost, like, especially if you're a competitor, like, you're on edge, like, no matter what. And even for
see their
guys,
hands shaking sometimes when, like, in between games, like, you can kind of see it. And even Tweak, I feel like, lost a lot of momentum in grand finals, like, with how good he was doing against Spargo. But for sure, you know, there's practice, there's knowledge, and the third biggest thing in terms of being an esports competitor, and even not even just a competitor, a commentator as well. Like, you need to have a healthy attitude for it, which I will fully admit I did not used to have. Like, that's why I'm slowly getting back into it now, because I'm ready to. I'm past all the demons, or pretty much at this point. Is what you're talking about, Dennis, is fucking mentality. Yeah. So crucial as far as, like, what these competitors do. And that's, you know, my mentality when I competed was really good, but for me, it's like, now I just don't give a shit to improve at it, and it was just a waste of money for me to compete anymore. I didn't enjoy the game anymore. It just, I wasn't happy when I won, but I was still angry when I lost, and that's kind of how you know. And that's totally fine. There's a million ways to be involved in Smash, for sure, you know, and, like, I've pretty much discovered what mine is and what keeps me happy. But, yeah, to keep that energy going is kind of huge, and, like, for any game, really. And, like, what about games that you play in? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. At least, yeah, for me too. Like, I mean, for a lot of, like, let's say fighting games, I don't think I could ever find myself on a stage because I'm just not that good. And I've always, at least for certain games, it's like I've always tried my best to at least have, because there's always two types. There's the people who are there to, like, just simply have fun, and this is what all the elitists call the filthy casuals. There's that group. And then there's the ones that are, like, always trying to, like, they're trying to be as competitive as possible about it. They're trying to, like, let's say, especially if a game has a meta game, they're trying to follow that till they die. They're going to follow it, and they're going to keep following it because this is what's going to make me win, essentially. Yeah. And at least, especially for long-running games, like, especially card games. Whore. But, like, also, like outside of, let's say, even, like, video games, or even going into, like, card games for a second. Like, like, card game players, especially, like, even like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon TCG, and even the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG, like, everyone always has to be up to date about, like, what cards are best to use and what are not, what are great strategies to use and what are not, what is going to win me games and what is not. And for people who play, if there is anyone out there listening to us who plays, let's say, even Magic, Pokemon, or even Yu-Gi-Oh, let's say even competitively, like, y'all know, and especially compared to Smash, all you need to play Smash is a Switch and the game, and that's it. Like, you just need the Switch game controller and the game, and that's it. Like, that's all you need. For fucking trading cards, do you know how much money you have to dump to get, let's say, like, if you want, like, the best deck of, let's say, this format for this year, you are paying a car's worth sometimes of money to get pieces of fucking cardboard are somehow going to get you an edge over anyone else.
Opportunity to quickly say, Dennis is not kidding. Most Critikal back in the day, a couple of months ago.
Yeah, he was buying up all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
No, like, not even just that. He did a poker game. He competed in a $50,000 poker game against Mr. Beast. A 1-versus-1 poker game versus Mr. Beast being dealt by Ludwig. Critikal didn't buy in with money. He bought in with his Yu-Gi-Oh card collection because it was worth $50K.
Yeah.
Dennis wasn't fucking kidding. He's not kidding.
I'm not joking. Like, trading cards are its own, like, beast entirely. And I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh as well has competitive scenes. Like, you can go to like a local card shop, compete there. The one shop that I went to had an event a couple days ago, and I was thinking about going to compete, but in my head I was like, I mean, maybe this is like the bitch in me, and like maybe like I don't know if anyone criticizes me for it, like whatever, do feel free. I don't give a shit. But like, dude, I'm gonna be there because the thing started at 5, so I had to go all the way, let's say, to Union City at 5 o'clock, where it's rush hour on 95.
Bro, don't.
Not to mention, parking there historically is shit. So I would have to take the bus regardless to get there. Not to mention even these events, same as maybe not to the same extent, because I think Collision was like a multiple day sort of event, right?
It was a 2-day Smash tournament, technically 3 because there was a pre-local the Friday before that at the venue.
Okay, so and for a lot of like let's say Yu-Gi-Oh locals sort of tournaments, like they could last up to legit the next day because you'll be there sometimes past midnight.
Right.
You won't be leaving home at a reasonable time unless like you like lost at the bottom 32 and just decides, all right, you know what? I played. I'm done.
If you're good at the game or you're an active community member, and this is both for Yu-Gi-Oh and Smash, you're leaving at real gamer hours.
Yeah. And the thing is too, at least like for someone like me, like I play to have fun. Cause to be fair, like I still play to win, obviously. I'd like to win. I'm going to do everything I can to play to win. But there's a lot of people out there, though, that at least for me, like, I'm not saying that if you follow the meta that you're like a meta sheep. And it's the same for even, like, let's say Smash players. Like, since, like, everyone, like, always thinks, like, for a lot of games out there, there's always like a tier list of like, let's say, best fighters. Same for Mortal Kombat. Everyone's got a fucking tier list. And everyone is always just going to use the character that they think they'll have like the best edge over everybody. For Melee, it was Fox at one point, and nobody seemed to use anything but Fox for a while. Other than maybe I see Marth. Again, I'm not too big on the Melee scene, but I know that at least historically those two characters were like the most competitive fighters like within that game, and maybe among others. But like there's like a weird sort of thing with I guess Yu-Gi-Oh in the sense that like when you play for fun, right? Like, and for a lot of people it's like, and for a lot of people that I've even played against, like they don't really like use like the most strongest decks or whatever. And like for me it's like kind of the same way, because at the end of the day though, it's a card game. It's meant for you to have fun. You're supposed to win. That's the objective, yes. But there are some people that literally make this entire game their fucking identity. And that to those people, I just say, you're a fucking loser, man. And I'm not saying that you're a loser for playing a card game. I'm saying you're a fucking loser that you've literally revolved your entire life and personality around this fucking game. It's like those people really need a vibe check, like once in their life, to realize that, look, not that I'm saying that like you can't enjoy what you love. Like we're not here saying that at all. We're all just saying though that like, look, if you enjoy playing, that's great, but don't push all and project your bullshit onto anyone else who plays this game. And here's the thing though too, for especially like a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, it's considered a children's card game. It's meant for ages 6 and up. And I'll tell you this much right now. There is no child that is playing this game because it's expensive as fuck to even play.
Dennis, I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's very hard for me not to say anything because every single word that is being exited from the orifice in your face right now is literally 1-to-1 with Smash. People who completely identify their entire lives and personalities with the game, the ones that don't. Yeah, I mean, I will fully admit, like, not to try to put anybody down, but as far as smell goes, card players are worse. Like some of them actually legit don't.
Y'all need a shower.
Themselves. Yeah, it's kind of a stereotype when it comes to Smash players, but like, Smash community is kind of different. It's more culturally hip, I want to say, in that kind of way with the kind of people.
It's because of your game. It's not the people. It's the game.
Yeah. It's because it's like
it's not the people, bro.
It's a different kind of appeal, because Smash is like obviously the characters in it. They have somebody to appeal to everybody. The boomers could come through and be like, "Oh, there's Pac-Man." Pac-Man's in the game, you know? They recognize Pac-Man. And then the Zoomers come in because they're like, Steve from Minecraft, he's in Smash, you know? And, like, yeah. So it's sort of that interesting one-to-one comparison, but, like, you can play it and you can be so involved in it in that kind of way, and I still am. No matter how many times that I called myself retired, I'm retired from competing. That's what I'm saying here. There are so many different ways to be involved. I am a commentator. That is what I am.
I just play the game and I enjoy. Like,
I'm an on-screen personality. That's what I do. I've done Smash commentary for 6 years. I've performed before with performance experience. I have a podcast where I do my thing. That is the realm where I can contribute best to it. You know what I mean? There's all sorts of different ways to do it, and you're not losing in life by being involved in one thing more than the other. You know, like when I saw like the roster, I was just happy for the ones that got chosen, for the ones who were competing at Collision. I didn't try to be like, I didn't try to dilute myself.
Oh, that should be
like,
me.
I
Like
didn't,
shit like that. Yeah.
I couldn't even possibly fucking convince myself that it is. Because, like, I had been so inactive for so long. Like, who the fuck would I be kidding if I say, like, it should have been me?
Yeah.
But, you know, some things you just gotta, like, do and move on. Like, you'll find that when you're happier for other people and you're more genuine in that way, they'll be more genuine to you. What goes around comes around in that kind of way. And there's a million different ways to be involved. So Collision really grounded myself in the way of not humbling myself, really, because I know how good I am at the things that I do. It reminded me of what I want to do and where I'm at, and that the path that I'm on is okay. It's
I
not
almost
linear.
felt as if
What's
it
up?
like solidified it for you though.
Exactly.
Because I think you're already feeling that way. Now you just actually got confirmation at the event. Like you felt it in you that like, yeah, where I'm at right now is where I'd like to be.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the day, if I was younger, maybe I would have been up there. But now it's like those days are gone and are done, and I'm fine with where I'm at now. And for a lot of people playing, let's say like a game that, especially for Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like fucking 20 years old. It's a 20-year-old fucking card game. And Magic the Gathering's even older than that for all the people who play that over here. Even D&D players. Like, I mean, I don't know anyone who plays D&D competitively. I don't think there is a competitive scene.
I do. They still smash.
There's a competitive scene for D&D?
Oh, a competitive scene? Oh, I thought you meant just D&D. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, yeah, there's passionate players, obviously. I'm just saying, though, like, yeah, as far as, like, certain games, like, you know, for especially, like, I mean, I was there.
I think the most
there when the game first released. Like, there's like that Aslan scene from fucking Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's like, don't quote the text to me, you heretic bitch. I was there when they were written. I'm pretty sure that's not the quote, but I was there when the game was first released, at least in North America. And, you know, and I played it a lot when obviously I was young, but the game is also just so much more different now. Like, it's much quicker.
Yeah, I
for
think
anyone
the most
who does play it. Like,
D&D players are like the ones who use it as an excuse to fuck. You know what I mean?
use
like,
fuck.
I've read people
Roll for initiative.
I've read stories of people who have been or gone to actual orgies or have gone to orgy parties, and a lot of them are apparently nerdier people than you'd think. Apparently, D&D,
they're deviants, bro.
and like
They're
gaming
deviants.
in general is just very common at those things. They don't just come and they instantly fuck. It's like a party at first. There's food. There's
Well,
like
no, first
games.
you come. Well, no, you fuck and then you come. Dude.
Well, thank you, Dennis. It's been a long time. I forgot.
You said
that's
come
how-
and
I
said
forgot.
come and fuck.
Well, it's been a long time for me. I forgot how it works. And apparently, I've heard that the way they go, and this is just from some stuff that I've seen on Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt.
D&D naked.
No. They play D&D and they do some sexual things in the D&D, and then they slowly start to like role play it. If you would, like, for real life, like, they'll be like, oh, there'll be a sexy barmaiden or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, so, like, I start sucking my orc's cock or whatever, and then they'll actually do it. Or they'll be playing, like, video games or whatever, and then people just slowly start touching each other, like, oh, there's one couple already getting started in the corner. Oh, wow, there's 3 on that couch over there going in. Until it, like, slowly builds up. That's what I've been told. I have never intended an orgy.
Maybe not for
because
everybody.
I do not wish to get gonosyphilitotis. But I'm just saying, man.
It does let them just LARP a bit and just live out their dirtiest fantasies.
It's an
and
excuse.
let it else and yeah, because let it be acceptable. Because D&D is literally making your own story. You're made your own character. You're gonna see like how he like turns out by the end of the game and everything. And RPGs like that. Like it's the reason why a lot of people love RPGs to begin with.
Yeah.
They want to live out their filthiest fantasies like that they could possibly ever have in a video game setting where it's completely almost, I would say 90% acceptable. It depends on what the fuck it is. But
It's like being a hentai artist in real life.
It's like, oh, like in some RPGs, oh, I get to fuck my teacher. Yeah, like I always wanted to fuck my teacher, like when I was in real life, but now I get to do it in the video game world. And I will even say this, in Persona 5, there is a bunch of relationships that you can basically pursue. A lot of them with your other, let's say, teammates within the game, and then also plus some of your classmates. But also there is a teacher there, your homeroom teacher.
I've heard about
that you can pursue a relationship, and I pursued her, bro.
Oh, that's but as far as the release of that game goes, I've heard about that. Isn't Joker 16?
Yes, he is.
Oh, that's creepy.
But
no,
the thing is though, we've all had our teacher fantasies.
We've all had, yeah, but
like, that's why I'm saying though, it's like it definitely is in that weird middle, like that weird gray area, because like for one, it's like one thing if you pursue him in real life, but another thing entirely if you pursue them in a fucking video game. Because, hey, look, I do heinous shit on GTA all the time. And it doesn't make me want to do the real thing. That's the difference of it all, is what I'm saying, though. And I guess, well, people are going to say, oh, well, it's a relationship between two people. I literally killed a mother in GTA. Like, the disconnect is there. You can't put them two together. They're completely different. Look, being a murderous fuckhead in GTA doesn't make you a murderous fuckhead in real life. The fucking parents from years ago have been trying to equate that shit since the beginning. It does not equate. It doesn't.
And I would like to tell those parents that, by the way, whenever that I play the Grand Theft Auto video game, I find it much more challenging in that game, and therefore it's what I do to try to be a law-abiding citizen. I just go on walks,
I try for 5 minutes, and then I save the game, and I just start pressing all the cheats. Dude. I have a tank fall down from the sky. I have explosions just literally set off all around me. No. Seeing literally people flying everywhere.
Dude, Dennis, people are unrealistically mean in Grand Theft Auto. I'm not saying that to sound optimistic or whatever.
No,
I'm saying that you can literally walk, and then people just walk up to you, and they start fucking with you. They're like, what are you looking at, asshole? And they push you first.
You would be walking, and you could literally just be walking on the sidewalk, and one guy will literally go out his way to murder you by running you over with his car. I've had so many times playing online where that was the first thing that happened as soon as I got into a lobby. I would literally be walking 10 steps and I'd be shot immediately.
I mean, dude, online it's a completely different experience.
It's so funny though.
You could just have fucking fun. Batman and a giraffe just like driving a Ferrari. It's probably the greatest sandbox game ever made.
Oh yeah,
easily because you can
Red
just
Dead
do
Redemption
fucking anything.
right below. Red Dead Redemption though, like right below though. For anyone who's played the Red Dead games and if you played it online, like Red Dead lets you live out the Django Unchained fantasies that you always had by killing slave owners by the dozens and dragging their ass back into like a jail cell with the horse just like carrying him and he's just like flailing all around like this, like on the ground. It's the reason why, like, at least for, you know, I think the difference between, let's say, a normal functioning person and then like a psychopath is the very fact that at least the normal functioning person, I was going to say person, normal functioning person, the normal functioning person is at least going to have those thoughts, sure, but he doesn't act on it. That's the fucking difference. If you have those thoughts, let them be in your thoughts, and then that's it. But the psychopaths are the ones that literally take those thoughts and say, I'm gonna make this into reality.
Common sense out the window, completely thrown. It's what I was telling my friend. So I'm
allowed to sex my virtual teacher. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I have a friend. Sure, I have a friend who last night we were just talking in a car. She's like a little sister to me. Honestly, she's younger than me. Like she's one of my coworkers or whatever. And like it's just me and her talk a lot, right? And so I was telling her, I think we were talking about like instincts or whatever, or like not even just sex necessarily. We were just talking about instincts and like people's inmost desires or whatever. And I told her like, one of the things it's like one of the things that it's like to be a guy is having those instincts and having those urges. You know what I mean?
Because we have them a lot.
Because we have them a lot, guys.
We want to fuck. We want to fuck everything that moves.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's like we really do, bro.
Guys are in like less control or of their sexuality than women are in that sense. Our frontal lobes take longer to develop, and even if they didn't, basically I told her, like, imagine having those instincts and having those urges all the time, and you have to control them. I'm like, that's what it's like to be
It's
a
an
man.
eternal battle.
That's what I tell her. I'm like, that's what it's like to sort of be a man. And that's what it is to be a man, by the way. Not having those urges isn't what makes you a man. It's having those urges and knowing how to control them and curb them and just work around them. That's what makes you a man.
I will even say this too, and I think it's something that a lot of women in general don't understand. And I'm not saying this to be sexist, but you guys got to understand, for all the 3 women that watch this fucking show, y'all got to understand, like, what we are and not who we are. They have to understand that, like, look, we as men, not as us as people, but we have to understand what we are as guys. That's one thing that I think a lot of them have to understand, especially if you're, let's say, going into a relationship in the future, like, and you want a man in your life. If you understand a lot of the things as to like why let's say he is the way he is, and if let's say he is just like a classic guy, you have to go and try to understand, and then after that, it's a lot more easier for you guys in general, I think, when it comes to dating, because we don't find the things that you find funny for the most part, in my opinion, and we also that's on me, but like you could push back whatever you want. I'm not wrong on that, David.
That depends.
And at the same time, I'm also gonna say that as far as like, let's say, the way we even go around in life is completely different from you guys as well. Our lens of it is completely different, and the expectations also that we have thrown onto us is something that I guess for a lot of us is like thrown at us at birth. We have expectations we have to fulfill. We have to, for classically speaking, back in the day, you had to be the breadwinner. You had to be the provider. You have to be like a father. There were those expectations. It's a lot different now, and a lot of those kind of expectations, let's say even roles in a way, have sort of mixed together now because, you know, it'd be expensive to live out here no matter who you are right now. And there's a lot of people, and especially even like couples too, that for dudes, they've a lot of them have also kind of taken up, like, you know, the back in the day what was considered the womanly duties. Like back in the day, men never even touched a dish in their life. Now it's like, oh, like when you're I said it to my girlfriend too, like I feel as if like the roles
now
are
if you
definitely
don't
like,
do the dishes,
yeah, you ain't getting nothing.
Exactly.
You ain't getting nothing. Like, and my whole point to that is that, like, you know, the roles have definitely mixed in a bit, like I said. And for us, it's like, I think a lot of us are starting to kind of understand, especially like, I mean, if you're making, let's say, $1 million a fucking month, whatever, and like, let's say your salary is at an insane amount, like, to be fair, I don't think that guy is gonna be doing dishes, low key. He ain't gonna be doing it.
he pays
like,
someone to do dishes for him.
Yeah, exactly. Or he tells the wife to do it, and then like that's that. But like with the amount of, let's say, women that are going into the workforce now, and a lot of them also having like, you know, going on to having really successful careers and stuff. There's like that weird like sort of, I guess, dynamic now where the roles have been kind of divvied up, and like everyone kind of has like their one thing that they have to do. It's like, well, all right, you do the dishes, I take out the trash. You vacuum the floor, I take the dog out for a walk and pick up his shit and throw it in the garbage. Like there's like the roles have all like sort of kind of like been shared now.
Yeah.
You kind of have to because like I'm gonna tell you, like right now, a lot of, depending on where you live, you ain't making enough to kind of live there by yourself.
Well, I don't even
are.
think it's
like,
just about like the money or whatever, you know, as far as those gender roles go. I think people realize gender roles are stupid because conforming into those will destroy the dynamics of a good relationship. Because you said like one thing, you said that the shit that women find funny is not something that guys find funny. And I gotta be honest, Dennis, I disagree with you on that. I think that is completely.
I disagree on your disagreeing there.
Can I? Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
No one asked.
Go ahead. Yeah, you did ask. That's why you disagreed.
Well, I didn't ask if you disagreed with my disagreement.
Well, and I had to say it. Go ahead.
No, you didn't, because I already
Yeah, I
fucking
did.
knew that. It's implied if I disagree in the first place that you
No, it isn't,
disagree.
David. Go
with
ahead.
my-
Say your point.
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna rebuttal this so hard. Go
fucking
ahead.
moron. Honestly, what I'm saying is that that's kind of dependent on a person's individual relationship with a girl. You might find the same things funny and you laugh like idiots for hours, like me and Dennis do with each other. Except you have that with somebody you want to fuck. Guess what? That's a good, healthy relationship right there that you got right there in that.
No.
boat.
I'm saying I was gonna expand on that, saying that look, for us, maybe it is true. And I'm not saying that that's not within the realm of possibility, but it's for let's say really I don't know, I'm talking like valley girls, like the stereotypical woman in that respect. It's for me, if a guy falls down the stairs, but he's still alive, I'm gonna laugh. I'm laughing. I'm sorry. He trips and falls. I'm laughing. I don't care what anyone says. That shit's funny to me. Pain in that respect is fucked up, but it is funny. But trying to be funny is way, way harder. You'd have to it's almost as if you have to be kind of born into it in a way. You kind of know people in that respect. It's the reason why at least comedians, in my opinion, they understand at least the kind of humor people would at least as far as their audience. For a lot of people that I watch, they're pretty much very not vulgar, but there's comedians who swear a fuck ton, and then there's comedians who don't swear at all, and people find that guy, the one who doesn't swear at all, insanely funny. Brian Regan is still one of those comedians that it just blows my mind that this guy has never cursed a day in his life in any of his specials, and he has an amazing turnout every single time. I don't know if he's still around, but
Gabriel Iglesias doesn't swear too much in his specials, but
Yeah.
he lets some stuff pops every now and again.
Yeah. And going even back to David's point, which I guess I'm half disagreeing with, is that there's a ton of dumb shit that at least me and my girlfriend, we laugh about, and I know for a fact it's only stuff me and her are gonna laugh about.
Yeah.
And no one else is gonna find funny
You develop
except
your
us.
own little
Yeah.
language.
Especially
when
if
that kind of stuff
but
happens.
if you're with another person though, because I think if you guys were already, let's say, sort of compatible to begin with, then almost everything else that comes afterwards sort of just comes pretty much naturally. You just find stuff out more and more as you get older, and as the relationship progresses and everything. It's very much just a continuous learning experience, and you learn what gets that person tick. You learn what makes that person laugh, and it's just more and more that you learn as time goes on. And I think we're gonna wrap it up here real quick, but I think as far as relationships go too, and I guess I mean we didn't mean to make it sound real relationship y, considering the stuff that we talked about before had no bearing at all to what we're talking about in the last let's say 10 minutes.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm
We
sure-
talked
I'm sure it
about
did.
Smash, and card games and competitiveness, and being competitive. And I think at least just to end, I guess, my thoughts. Yeah, David, I'm only half disagreeing in that respect, and I do also agree with you half
That's
as
sick,
well.
bro.
that-
Then I only give half of a fuck.
Oh well, David, I never gave a fuck about you. So
Yeah,
I guess
you're
that works too. Then.
Still here talking to me, ain't you?
Yeah, but you look like a freaking Columbine shooter, so fuck you.
You look,
Guess who won that, David?
but you look like you're about to tell your friend not to come to school tomorrow, man.
But yeah, I think it's even the same with friends too in that respect. Because David, there's a lot of stuff that I know for a fact you would you don't care for that I like. It's the same for me to you.
Yeah.
But in the same regards though, I think the most important thing as well in that respect is don't ever talk down on the stuff that people are interested in, especially even your friends. If it's something that you meme on and that and whatever, that's fine. But don't ever like kind of talk it down and disrespect it in a way where like, let's say that person would take offense, because like that's something that they feel like passionate about too. Like just sort of, at least in a way, like let them have their fun, and then make fun of it every now and then if you have to, because it's like you guys have to make fun of the things you like. You really have to. Like going even back to like Smash and even Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I make fun of the game all the time, and David makes fun of his community and the game all the time. Like you kind of have to do it, because if you kind of prevent yourself from seeing what it is, you're doing a disservice to yourself, too.
There are certain things that if you can't, exactly, like there are certain things that if you can't laugh at, you're the one who's brain dead.
You're also the problem.
And
you're also the problem.
One of the number one rules of being a comedian is that literally you cannot be afraid to make fun of yourself. You cannot be afraid to make fun of yourself. If you are, you wind up on a fucking Moist Critical video where he's roasting the shit out of you. You know,
oh yeah, that
you roasting the shit out of other people. That's how you end up on a Critical video. Is that what you want? Is that your goal, to just be on a fucking Moist Critical video?
You really want 10 million people to see how much of a fucking idiot you are?
You really want 10 people to just be like, this guy seems like the absolute characterization of an elephantitis penis. He's absolutely just roasting the crowd the entire time.
I've been watching actually more and more of his stuff.
He's a god.
And I have to... I wouldn't say god, but he definitely is funny, though. He's a funny guy. And he's, like, he's been playing so much Elden Ring. I literally spoiled the game for myself because he's been so far ahead as compared to where I'm at right now. And... like he's one of those few people, like at least for me, one of the few, like, let's say like genuine sort of, let's say I'm pretty sure he hates even being called a celebrity perhaps, but like maybe one of the most genuine people I've seen on YouTube, as far as just like he has like a video almost every day about like a new topic that had no bearing about the one from the last one. And usually it's also a lot of current events, in my opinion, and also him playing Elden Ring. But I think, at the very least, they're entertaining. Like,
let me just
I'm not bored watching it.
Let me take a quick little look at what the last couple of his videos were called. YouTubers face 7 years in jail for a prank.
Yeah.
I finally beat the hardest boss in Elden Ring. One day at an amusement park changed my life. I've never won anything. Saddest thing I've seen all year. I keep hurting myself.
I ruined
man gets 3 years in jail for a Pokemon card scam.
I ruined a Hunger Games scene. That is like his most famous video, apparently.
I forgot he was literally in the Hunger Games. I fucking forget. That's insane. Well,
it was like an extra, right? Or
he was an extra, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, according to him, he was the star, but like.
Oh yeah, of course. Everyone knows it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Jennifer Lawrence, who the fuck is that?
All right, I can't even spell that. You know, we like J Lo, not J Law out here. We are J Lo stands out here, not J Law.
J Law is still cool too.
No, I'm just cool fucking around. I have no problem with J Law.
I don't know, David. I think you'd find out J Lo's like be really too high maintenance for you. Let's say if you two were dating, I think you'd realize, like, damn it, now I know how Ben Affleck feels.
What are you talking about? I've completely lost track of what you're talking about.
Maybe you shaving your beard like sort of took your brain cells away too. Maybe that's where all the brain cells were at.
My power was, yeah.
I'm just saying.
There's literally more hair on my dick right now.
That's all I'm saying. Then
there's
more. J-Lo is cool too. That's all I'm saying.
There's literally more hair on my dick right now than on my face.
Do you like shave fully down there too, or do you just like kind of trim it?
Didn't you just
It's a genuine question.
Didn't you just say a couple of minutes ago that we were gonna rap?
Answer the question.
Oh my fucking god. I have shaved
yes. It's a yes or no. Literally.
One time. I shaved my dick once.
Do you just let it grow out now? Like
I just lazy. Like if I have a date the next day, I'll shave it, but like no, not normally, just because I'm too fucking lazy to do it.
Good answer.
And
okay, we're gonna wrap it up, guys.
That and I almost nicked my left nut once, and I kind of have a little bit of a fear.
I actually did cut my dick once, and it was like it wasn't like it was like almost snipped off, but like enough to make me go like, yeah, never gonna do this again.
Pretty much that's how I felt.
Yeah.
My boy told me I should get waxed.
Like Brazilian?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I don't know, man. My genitals are outside my body.
I'd be there. And I'd hold your hand. And I'd tell you, like, David, it's going to be okay. Because I know you're going to cry like a little bitch after she pulls this.
You would just come to laugh at me.
Yeah, I would. That's why I'm saying pain is funny. Because I know, David, you would do the same thing if our roles were reversed.
I mean, yeah. Show us your tats.
Yep, tats.
And you could donate to Oxfam by calling the number on my tits. Yes.
So yeah, guys, it's gonna be
good on you, skinny man. Good
it's gonna
on
be
you.
our episode for today.
Yeah.
We're gonna put the plugs over here. You can find us all on Instagram and Twitter. I actually recently posted some memes today. So if you like that, like and share and let people know that I'm a funny man and not David because he's the least funny out of the two of us.
Sure.
And then also
Fuck, you know what? Fuck you. I'm
going-
running a poll. I'm running
going
a poll
off-
on the
hold on,
fucking
wait,
anchor
wait,
shit.
hold on, wait,
and on my
wait, hold on,
Twitter.
wait,
Who is
hold on,
funnier,
wait,
David or Dennis?
Wait, hold on, wait. Going off of what you heard about what David basically looks like. Please post on the Twitter what you think David essentially looks like without his beard. And I really like, but this is before any of you all even see him in real life to begin with. But send me pictures on the Twitter of what you think David looks like without his beard. And I swear I'm just gonna see Patrick Star or something. But
I just saved my.
so
It's not that
guys, yeah.
ethereal.
Go follow us on Spotify. Go also follow us on all the other platforms, Apple and also Google. And again, yeah, so follow us on the Instagram and Twitter. Like and comment and share to your ma about how much this podcast sucks ass. And David, any closing thoughts other than the fact that you look like a fucking child?
I can feel the cold breeze on my face.
I gotta be real too. Like after I shaved my head once, like I never felt so much air
I
at
feel
my
like
head.
I'm sitting in the grass in the Highlands. I can feel the breeze on me little scrotal neck.
I guess I'm never gonna see like food, like because remember we went to Chipotle every now and then.
Yeah.
Like when you ate, you'd have like rice and stuff like sticking on your beard and shit.
No, I
I'd be like,
didn't.
"But David, he did.
I did not.
He did.
No, I didn't.
That's not a lie, David. I'm being
I
serious.
kept my shit clean.
I would tell you, yo, you got something there, and then you would wipe it off.
Yeah, like what a fucking.
No, not that I'm saying
freak,
you
right?
walked around. Not that I'm saying you walked around. I'm just saying though, like now I'm never gonna see that. Now I'm just gonna have rice on naked skin. I don't like that.
Dennis, beards grow back, you dumb fuck.
No, I know they grow back. You retard. I'm
Low
just
key,
saying
that's
though,
a
it's
big
gonna take a
scare.
while. It's gonna take a while for you though. It's gonna take a while.
Didn't you
And I'm
just
gonna
say
have to-
like an hour ago that you like it's
I
gonna
would
grow
have to
back
s-
fast?
Yeah, but you put like a bullet to that anyway. So like now I have to deal with this for the next like 4 months.
4 months? Are you stupid? It does not take my beard that long to grow back.
Then how long does it take? You didn't even give me an answer.
I did. I said like a month for it to like grow all full.
Oh, okay.
My
I'm sorry.
face is gonna be covered in stubble in like a week.
Okay.
if
okay,
anything,
I'm
probably
sorry,
past
I'm sorry,
stubble.
I'm sorry.
Jesus
sorry.
Christ, what a fucking freak. He has food in his face. Oh, you got a little
Yeah.
something there. Oh, thank you. Wipes it off.
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, don't eat like a child, you fucking moron.
I don't chew my food enough.
Yeah, maybe you should do that.
Whatever, we're done. Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
This is just me like roasting the shit out of Dave.
We got pretty much, yeah, what else is new? I'm tired.
Hey, you roast me too. It's
I'm
equal.
hungry. I want to go
too.
eat and get shit not caught in my beard because it's not there. All right? We're done. There's all the plugs. Follow us everywhere. Like, share, subscribe,
Thanks,
retweet,
guys.
ask us questions, whatever, all that good shit. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Love you.
That's about it. See ya.
Yeah, except me. I don't love David.
Anyways, that's about it. See ya. Lights off.